Welcome Aquarius to my tarot parlor, the virtual tarot. I'm Ava, and I normally do this with my friend Trudy, but she has an ongoing issue with her jaw that she's attending to, but has to be absent for a while. So in consideration of that, let's begin. And I wanted to say to you, Aquarius, this is your April reading coming up. And it's interesting because you're the very last video that I'm doing, in the 6th that I've been assigned, like this, all by myself. And I've noticed that, and I want to tell you this because you Aquarians have an open mind and can appreciate a different point of view. You're masters at that. So I feel that I'm really inviting the representative of what it is your sign is, characteristically, personality-wise, into the living room. And I'm reading personally to that the representative of your sign. I see all the qualities that you possess and the charm you see of each sign is to me so interesting. You Aquarians are very much interested in bettering everything around you, making the world a better place. And you're so honorable in this pursuit and so diverse and inventive and interested in things consequently. So you're a wonderful, wonderful sign. And so we, or I must say I read for you via a 4-card spread. And again, there are many different kinds of spreads. We actually invented this kind. We just sort of thought of it. And it incorporates a whole sort of a panoply of phenomenon, internal and external, to help us to describe what might be coming up. Divination is an ancient art, lost and disrespected now, but not by everyone. So the first position of this 4-card spread represents the overall energy of the month of April for you, Aquarius. The second position is the challenge, the problems you might have to solve. The third is the unexpected, the surprise element, and I think that Aquarians would love a surprise. There's sort of something quite elf-like, you know, mercurial and quick-witted, and sort of you like to do a mental dance sometimes. So the last card is the outcome, and that speaks for itself. So let's begin. All right, I have shuffled, as you can see. I want you to see, actually, because I think people need to appreciate the fact that spontaneity, the power of the moment that we're sharing right now, even though you don't know I'm reading, you know in other levels that I'm reading, but not consciously. You're all, I believe, all the Aquarians of the world are out there united and deeply interested in the outcome. So let's see what that outcome might be. Here we go. Ready? she, he. This is the high priest. The high priest. What's a high priest mean? Well, it can mean many things. The priest is a go-between, going between us and God, the masses, the ones who don't have the time or the disposition to inquire about matters of spirit or God. So they assign this task to special people, priests, gurus, popes, and they represent a higher authority. They're to teach you what the laws of love are at their best. At their best. Can you see this light? I hope it's sunset. The Hierophant, therefore, is a representative of a tradition, a set of rituals, a organization of behavior. He is at the helm of that, to use your authority to instruct, codify, unify, and organize. Organization of ideas, ways of doing things. This is contrary generally to the disposition of a Aquarian. An Aquarian loves freedom. Walls are tolerated, but they love to roam. They need to get out. So, in some manner, there's a need to conform to the needs of the structure, the need to find how you fit into the structure, or how to organize the structure so that it does what you love it to do, which is to help the world, to make things better, more beautiful. This feeds your humanitarian soul development. You have developed to a level of caring deeply for humanity. And here we have a structure, and you as an idealist would want that structure to perform in a way that would be ultimately good for the many, many people. And in some way you're engaged in this attempt, or fitting in, making things very Saturnian, where a self-discipline comes in and a structure is created, and there has to be a conformity to to move through that structure so that everything runs harmonically and is inspired by the highest ideals, the ideal of being best for everyone. Okay? Your challenge. Ooh, I have to show you because I keep forgetting. You can't see. You're not telepathic. Maybe you are. Queen of Swords is your challenge. Well, that could be a human being who's a Queen of Swords. Or that would be someone of an air sign with the qualities of air signs, which are many and varied, but they are often motivated by their ideas as opposed to pure emotional instinct as a water sign. Maybe, you know, I'm hiding over here because the sun, let me remove that, there we go, so that I could actually move over a little bit. It's getting late, so I best not digress. Hold on here. Queen of Swords upright is your challenge. Well, I could imagine that, yes, you are the Queen of Swords. Well, the challenge then must be to be yourself. To be who you are. To own who you are. What you are. To own your way of being. That is what a air sign, particularly an Aquarian, holds on tenaciously to their freedom. So what kind of challenge would that be? Well, some people stray from their characteristics. You know, we are all criticized by others, and we take their criticisms personally, and then we remove from ourselves, we scrub from ourselves what we think is not us. But we don't really know what that us is. And we are as much influenced by our genetic family as we are by our spiritual family. And this is, you share in a family called Aquarius. Oh, look at this. And then, what is this, a month of women for you? Queen of Pentacles. I mean, it could be. It could be another woman, another, obviously a earth sign. Could be someone, just a practical person, down to earth, sensible, irascible sometimes, very loving and nurturing, and extremely adept at taking care of herself and others. So that is the personality. Oh yes, look at the sun's leaving. Yay. Queen of Pentacles. She is the she's the epitome of the woman who can utilize in a very practical way the resources that she's given circumstantially, genetically, and make from that gold, literally, or the gold of the heart. So unexpectedly, either someone of this characteristic type persona suddenly becomes a part of your scene, or you are unexpectedly put in a position where you must or find yourself in a way having to be very sure-footed, very commonsensical, frugal, and not just in money, but frugal in energy, frugal in, there's a certain amount of seriousness to her psyche. She doesn't like to fool around too much. She's like, there's a job to be done, we do it, and that's the energy that you have to adopt, or that you find yourself adopting, or having to deal with issues that demand a very practical approach, a very common sense approach, and a get down and do it sort of energy. Let's get this done. Let's not waste time calculating. Let's just do this. You see, that's what is going to somehow unexpectedly just, well, let's get this going here. so yes, that's interesting. Oh, look at this. And then, like all good Aquarians, you then decide, well, let's have a party. So, see that? The girls are celebrating. Yay! They're making a toast, and they're in, see their outfits? They all have different colors. Yellow, red, white. The unification of your passion with your intellect, with the purity of your heart, brings cause for celebration. There's a unification inside, a heart celebration, because there's some sort of, an Aquarian thrives in society, thrives with the other, because it is the spectacle of a harmonic, loving organization of human beings that just endlessly charm Aquarians. And we are charmed by them, consequently. So, there's celebration. There's a sense of wanting to share either good fortune or a feeling of everything has come together in me. My passion and what was a disturbing intellectual objection to that, perhaps, is gone. There's a balance, you see, and a beautiful exchange. Now, this can be literal, where you have literally a celebration, a party, but the mood is of group and sharing, a mood of triumph, joy, and mutually felt reward. So you're sharing something. and you're all feeling um, that you have a place in the group, and that makes you feel very, very joyful. It couldn't be a more perfect Aquarian reading, except for this structure, perhaps. the Hierophant. Well, I don't want to scare you. You're good at structuring. Yes, you are. You're a secret master organizer. You are, I think. So thank you very much, Aquarius, for coming to the reading this month. I hope to see you next month. If I am assigned to the readings for Aquarius, or we assign each other. Please also, for our sake, stay tuned for a moment while I explain to you how we can perpetuate this reading into other realms, and that's through the council card. I create those council cards myself, and as I say often, it's for me a channeling experience. A lot of you may not know what that word is, but it's a sort of the idea being that there's a higher you, or a higher something, a higher someone who knows more than you, who has real wisdom. And you can be a conduit to that if you step aside a bit and let that occur. And so the 4-card spread is then exposed to a more direct contact with that guide, hopefully. I wait, but usually. And so the product then becomes an interesting perspective on the 4-card spread, including spiritual counsel. So there's a link below for that. And Trudy, who, every time I say her, my heart goes out to her, will be doing the personal readings. And these readings are, I think, needed for those for whom the 4-card spread is too limited. Sometimes our problems, we feel, have a real complexity, or at least a personal need to unravel something. So that's what the personal readings do. So you may, again, I think there'll be a link, I'm hoping, below. And so thank you very much, and thank you for the kind words. My father's much better, thank you. And I'm much better because of that. And I will hopefully return my attention to Ava's Total Health and Fitness Solutions, which is my alter ego, the person I really am. And so tune in for that. Thank you.